Imagine a species that disappeared from the face of the Earth, only to suddenly reappear decades or even millions of years later. Some animals have mastered the art of vanishing, fooling scientists into thinking they were gone forever. But somehow, against all odds, they made a miraculous comeback. From prehistoric living fossils to mysterious creatures that lurk in the shadows. Today, we're diving into 10 animals that were once declared extinct, but shockingly came back to life. Welcome back to Possum Planet. Let's dive into the list of animals that defied extinction. 1. The coelacanth, the living fossil that cheated extinction. This fish is so ancient, it swam in the oceans before dinosaurs even existed. The coelacanth was believed to have gone extinct 66 million years ago, wiped out during the same mass extinction that took out the dinosaurs. For decades, scientists thought this species was only found in fossils, until 1938, when a fisherman off the coast of South Africa caught a living coelacanth. This shocking discovery rewrote history and proved that this prehistoric fish had survived in the deep ocean for millions of years, completely unnoticed. And get this, coelacanths aren't just any fish. Their limb-like fins suggest they may be distant relatives of the very first creatures that crawled out of the ocean onto land. 2. The takahe, the bird that hid for 50 years. The takahe is a large flightless bird native to New Zealand. It was officially declared extinct in 1898 after settlers and predators like feral cats wiped them out. Scientists searched for them for decades but found nothing until a shocking discovery in 1948. A small group of takahes was found deep in a remote mountainous valley where they had been secretly surviving for 50 years. Since then, conservationists have been working hard to bring the population back, and thanks to careful breeding programs, these once extinct birds are making a comeback. 3. The Cuban solenodon, the venomous mammal that refused to die. This strange, venomous creature looks like it belongs in prehistoric times, and it nearly vanished forever. The Cuban solenodon was thought to be completely extinct by the 1970s, mainly due to habitat destruction. But in 2003, scientists discovered a small group clinging to survival in remote areas of Cuba. But the craziest part? Unlike most mammals, this little guy is venomous. It has special grooves in its teeth that allow it to inject toxic saliva into its prey, just like a snake. 4. The Lord Howe Island stick insect, the giant bug that fooled scientists. This giant insect was thought to be wiped out in the 1920s when invasive rats devoured their population on Lord Howe Island, Australia. Scientists declared them extinct and moved on, until a jaw-dropping discovery in 2001. A tiny population was found living on a single remote volcanic rock. Since then, scientists have been breeding them in captivity, hoping to bring them back to their original habitat. 5. The Fernandina tortoise, a 100-year mystery, finally solved. This species was missing for over 100 years. Scientists feared it had gone extinct due to habitat destruction and predators, until 2019, when a single female Fernandina tortoise was discovered alive in the Galapagos Islands. Now experts are racing to find more individuals, hoping to save the species before it disappears forever. 6. The night parrot, the ghost bird, that fooled scientists for 100 years. For over 100 years, the night parrot was thought to be completely extinct. Scientists assumed that this mysterious bird, known for its incredible ability to hide in the dense Australian outback, had disappeared forever. No one had seen one alive since the late 1800s. Then, in 2013, a lucky wildlife photographer captured one on camera. Since then, a small population has been found, but they remain one of the rarest birds in the world. The crazy part? These birds are almost impossible to find, as they barely make a sound and are nocturnal. Even scientists struggle to track them down. 7. The Chacoan peccary, the extinct pig that never was. Now, here's an animal that faked its own extinction. The Chacoan peccary, a pig-like mammal, was originally known only from fossils. Scientists believed it had been extinct for thousands of years, until 1971, when researchers exploring the dense forests of Paraguay stumbled upon a living herd. It turns out the Chacoan peccary had never gone extinct at all. Scientists just hadn't looked in the right place. Locals had known about these animals for years, but scientists only officially rediscovered them in the 20th century. 8. The Bavarian pine vole, the rodent that resurfaced after 60 years. This small, unassuming rodent was thought to have vanished forever. The Bavarian pine vole was last seen in 1962, and scientists feared it had gone extinct due to deforestation and habitat destruction. For decades, there was no sign of it, until 2000, when a tiny population was suddenly discovered in the Alps. How did it survive? By hiding deep in the forests and underground burrows, avoiding human contact for nearly 40 years. This tiny vole proves that sometimes species don't disappear, they just go unnoticed. 9. The New Guinea singing dog, the wild canine, with a unique howl. The New Guinea singing dog is one of the rarest and most mysterious wild canines in the world. These unique dogs were known for their distinctive howl, which sounds almost like a singing voice. But by the 1970s, they had disappeared from the wild and were thought to be extinct. Until 2016, when scientists found a small pack living deep in the mountains of New Guinea. How did they survive? Completely isolated from humans deep in the rugged mountains. It turns out, these wild dogs had been living there undisturbed for centuries, making them one of the rarest wild dog species on the planet. The La Palma giant lizard, the reptile that came back after 500 years. The La Palma giant lizard was thought to have gone extinct over 500 years ago. In fact, the last historical records of this species date back to the 1400s, and for centuries, scientists assumed it was gone forever. That is, until 2007, when a hiker stumbled upon a living one in the Canary Islands. For centuries, no one had seen this lizard, but it turns out they had been living in a remote, rocky region, completely undetected. Now, conservationists are working hard to protect this species and bring its population back to safety. Which of these comeback creatures surprised you the most? Comment below, and if you loved this, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next wild adventure.